The 12th annual Memorial March for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, Two-Spirit and Gender Nonconforming People will be held today in Sault Ste. Marie. The city is welcoming people of all ages, genders, cultures, and physical abilities to gather in front of the Sault Ste. Marie Courthouse at 426 Queen Street East, beginning at 11:30 this morning for a memorable event that will include guest speakers, songs, prayers, and other expressions of reverence and solidarity. The march will continue down Queen Street to the Delta Hotel, where refreshments will be provided and a facilitator will encourage storytelling and conversation in a sharing circle. Resources will also be available for those experiencing violence directly or indirectly and for those who would like to seek counseling services. The Memorial March originated 27 years ago on February 14th in Vancouver's downtown east side. The march calls attention to the disproportionately high numbers of missing and murdered Indigenous women. After touting federal money for a road expansion in Sudbury, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau repeats his line on former Justice Minister Jody Wilson-Raybould. He told her the decision on whether to intervene in the prosecution of Quebec company SNC-Lavalin was hers alone, and if she felt that anyone was pressuring her to fall one way or another, she had a duty to inform him at the time.
That the decision the decisions she makes as Attorney General, particularly in this matter, are her decision, and that I was not directing or pressuring her. We take very seriously our responsibility to grow the economy, to invest in jobs, to invest in a strong future for Canadians. That's exactly what we do. We look every day at how we're going to continue to grow the economy and create good jobs. But the way we do that is always consistent with the rules and the norms and the principles of the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law.
A woman found guilty of terror charges for attacking workers at a Toronto area Canadian Tire store is expected to be sentenced today. Rehab Dugmash was found guilty of 4 terrorism-related charges after attacking workers with a golf club and butcher's knife while draped in an ISIL banner in June of 2017. She had also previously tried to travel to Syria to join ISIL, and one of the charges stemmed from that incident. Crown prosecutors have requested an 8-year sentence, saying their proposal takes into account Dugmash's mental illness as well as the need to denounce her actions. Dugmash is not represented by a lawyer, but the person appointed by the court to assist her said she has shown significant improvement over time and no longer experiences suicidal or homicidal ideation. The judge overseeing the case was to review Dugmash's psychiatric assessments and her treatment records from jail before deciding on a sentence. NASA's longest-running rover on Mars, Opportunity, is no more. Officials declared the 15-year-old rover Opportunity dead Wednesday, 8 months after being hit by a ferocious dust storm back in June.
2, main engine start, 0, and liftoff of the Delta rocket with Opportunity. A chance to explore and unlock the secrets of our neighboring planet.
It lasted 14 and a half years. It's just incredible for what was to be a 90-day mission. A very severe global dust storm erupted on Mars back in late May of 2018, last year. And we got notice about it right away, but the storm grew in severity so quickly there was nothing we really could do, and it darkened the skies over the rover site, and it being a solar-powered rover, that it shut down, and we lost communication with it back in June 10th, and we haven't heard from the rover since then.
90 days was the design requirement. None of us thought that the wheels were going to fall off when the sun came up on the 91st day. I would have said, I think we'll get 6 or 8 months out of them, and if we get lucky, we might even get a year. 14 and a half, nobody expected that.
Valentine's Day, whether you love it or hate it, it's here to stay, and in the States, you have your options on how to celebrate. It's your choice, expensive diamonds or bitter disappointment. If million-dollar jewelry from Beverly Hills isn't in the cards, you can drown your romantic sorrows at the Breakup Bar in Los Angeles.
This is the Noor Magnificent Emerald, 190 karat plus, Colombian from 18th century. What do you think? Gorgeous? We are natural fancy color diamond experts, where we travel the world looking for rare, unique things as treasure hunters. We find special stones, we recut them and prove them, get them certified by GIA, and then we make them available to design houses. And obviously we do shows like Geneva shows and Hong Kong shows all over the world. And what makes this Valentine so special, we have some unique pieces as in heart-shaped diamonds, intense pinks, or vivid blues or intense blues at wholesale prices.
The Breakup Bar is pretty much an amalgamation of many, many years of chaotic Valentine's Days working for a large restaurant group. And we really were tired of doing the same old thing, the chaos of Valentine's Day, so we thought we'd do a bar that kind of plays on all those tropes and stereotypes and creates the anti-version, the antithesis of all that, pretty much. And that's what the Breakup Bar is, kind of a place that you go to escape the chaos. Surprisingly, like, very positive reaction, but it's also like almost cathartic in a lot of ways. People will come in and see other people like, oh my God, someone broke up the same way I broke up. Or a lot of people will have different reactions that are just really surprising, that you usually think people wouldn't want to like give their heart out, but on our wall of broken relationships over there are people that are describing very intimate, moments of heartbreak, and it's actually surprisingly really, tragic, a lot of them.